Working on a Gottlieb system80a Ice Fever. You can tell it's an A because they're 7-digit displays, but they're not alphanumeric, which was what happened with B's. And the System 80, the regular System 80s were 6-digit. So on the inside, what did we do? We did a bunch of stuff. Ground mod, simple ground mod on the power supply from here to the metal frame, and then a wire from the metal frame down to here. And then the driver board also has a ground wire down to the centralized ground, which goes down to the metal chassis down below. Had to redo this connector. Somebody had hacked something in there. This is more of a standard Gottlieb connector, and also added a little 5-volt display because right here you can adjust the 5 volts. I like to run it at about 5.20 or ish. I also add an LED showing 5 volts is here on the CPU board, and I like to put one on the driver board too. Replace the rechargeable battery with a non-rechargeable CR2032 with a blocking diode, and then install a new RAM. It was an AMI branded RAM. I always put a new Phillips in with a socket. Added this little disconnect here so I don't have to take this off to remove the CPU board. I only have to remove that connector. Added 2 wires to this connector, an additional 5-volt and an additional ground wire. Highly suggest it because there's only 1 wire for ground and 5 volts going to the driver board. The driver board had a bad transistor right here. That guy replaced that with a new tip 102, and that guy drove the out-hole coil, and that was not working, so I had to get that going. The back side of the driver board has a million mods to it. Basically, Gottlieb, each one of these rows of transistors had independent grounds that went through the connectors and down to the bottom chassis. That is a really bad system because if you lose one of these pins due to age, corrosion, time, you lose that ground and none of those lamps or coils will work. So I tie all of the grounds together so all the ground pins work together, which is a better system because every other manufacturer had a metal ground plane against the back of the boards and everything was grounded through that. Gottlieb didn't do that. They use these nylon standoffs and there's no centralized ground. So this centralizes all the grounds and just makes for a better system. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I think that kind of completes everything I did on the boards. I'm sure there was some other nonsense that I had to deal with, but that's all that comes to mind. There's a few playfield lights that don't work, but it's all socket related. Twist to the socket and they come to life. Let's start a game. Press the replay button. Kicks the ball over. Has to go through those switches up there. It's kind of bullshit programming, but that's how this is. If you put these guys down and then you hit this captive ball, it does this thing. See how that? Crazy, huh? Yeah, that's something. But it plays. Lose the ball here. Launch it again. And we're playing up here again. Put my drop targets back up. I want to put those down. And then I want get my puck again here because that's something. Yeah, boy, isn't that special? And then we lose the ball. 3 balls per game, and we are all finished here.